Hi everyone! Welcome to this video. I am Amber, I work at Eric, and I'm going to be chatting a little bit about what I do at Eric and also how I got there. I started out as an actor, acting, and then I ended up as head of partnership success at Eric. So I'm going to tell you a bit about how I got from A to B and what any of that actually means as well, because I know that when I was starting out, I did not know this was an option. I did not know this job existed. So let's get into it. Okay, so what does head of partnership success actually mean? Basically, what I do with my 9 to 5 is that I work with all of our partners at Eric. So BAFTA, Penguin, National Theatre, Sky, Publicist Group, all the people that we work with, I look after them basically. And I also help make sure that they are connecting with you in the best possible way. So through emails, meetings, creating content with them, brainstorming ideas, all of the stuff that you see on the app, content-wise, is stuff that we've worked with these companies to develop. So that's kind of my job, just to make sure that they are connecting with you and that you can get the best possible route into the industry. So that's what I do now, but it's been a bit of a rocky path to get there. So where it started was very far removed from where I am now. I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. I sucked at making decisions and I felt so much pressure in high school and college to pick one career path, go to uni for it, and do that for the rest of my life. And the idea of being stuck in one thing for the rest of my life was so intimidating that I just froze and had no idea what I wanted to do. So this is what actually happened. We call it a squiggly career, which I think is the best possible thing that you can do. You don't have to stick to one thing for the rest of your life. So starting from having no idea what I wanted, I knew that I loved drama. A lot of people did not want me to pursue acting because I was also relatively good academically. They were like, why don't you do something more academic? I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. So I went to uni, I studied theater. Which was great. It was COVID time, so it wasn't as great as it could have been. And then after I graduated, I was like, well, I love acting. I got signed with an agent, so I was like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pursue acting. I was working in retail while doing that because acting is not the most sustainable thing. You never know when your next job is coming through, so you kind of have to have a couple of things going on at one time. It got a bit further down the road, and to be honest, it wasn't great for my mental health, not knowing when your next job was coming in, and that kind of constant rejection and just lack of financial stability wasn't agreeing with me. And I think it's fine to make that decision to try something and realize, like, actually, this isn't working and take it in a different direction. So I started applying for other things. One thing that I saw was an ad for Eric on Instagram. So took a punt. I was like, seen something, might as well apply. So I applied, got through to the interviews, was going well. I didn't get the job. I got rejected. But Sam and May, who are the co-founders of Eric, said that they loved my but Sam and May, the co-founders of Eric, said that they loved my energy, which is one of the greatest compliments I could have received. So they sent me to a careers fair that was happening in Liverpool, which isn't far from where I live. So I did that as a one-off kind of freelance gig for them. And this is the most important bit of my journey that I would say advice-wise is worthwhile, is that after that happened, I stayed in touch with Sam and May. When the new school year rolled around, I just dropped Sam an email to be like, if there are any other careers fairs or anything coming up, like, I'm free, give me a shout, I'm open to freelance gigs. Sam replied saying, actually, we have a full-time job open at Eric, do you want it? And I was like, yeah, I want it. So that's how I started working at Eric. So I cannot stress enough the value of networking, not just meeting people, but staying in touch with people and nurturing those relationships. That can be so beneficial. So I started working at Eric as a copywriter and a content scout. So all of the stuff that's on the app, I used to be responsible for finding all of that stuff. And then it's gone through various phases with the company. So then I started working a bit more in the comms area. So I was chatting with clients, I was managing newsletters, emails, all of that sort of stuff. And then it progressed even further where actually I was really good at working with the clients. So that has now become my full-time job. And that is what I do now as head of partnership success. So it's been a bit all over the place, and it probably will continue to be a bit all over the place, but that is absolutely fine. Not knowing where your career is going just kind of makes it more exciting in the end. So it's all worthwhile, whatever you end up doing. The hardest part for me was not knowing what's out there and where to find things, and just the pressure of having to pick one thing, getting the kind of enjoyment and sustainability out of something whilst also, getting money, because you can't really live without money. And that myth that doing anything creative would leave me broke was really kind of scary for me. So getting over that and just like starting to apply for things and seeing what was out there and finding my own path was really difficult, but it paid off in the end. And on that note, the best piece of advice that I can give, I've actually got two. And even if it sounds cringe, this is what I would say, is number one, industry people are just people, especially in a job like mine. When you're talking to people from big companies, it can be really intimidating to go into a room and be like, oh, I am speaking with people from the Financial Times. That's scary. These are like proper industry people. But actually, they are just people. They've all been where you are, and they might have more experience, but they kind of remember what it was like, and everyone is in that room for the same reason, for the same goal. For me, that is connecting with you guys. We're all trying to reach that same goal. So that intimidation level just comes down. So it's just getting over that first thing. So try not to get overwhelmed by imposter syndrome. You deserve to be in that room as well. And I think, yeah, that's one of the most important things I've learned, that industry people are just people. The second thing I would say is do it scared and do it anyway. If you're anything like me, it can be really overwhelming to kind of just like push on with things, and it's scary to make that first move. But as soon as you do make that move, everything gets easier. So even if you're like paralyzed by like, oh, what if it doesn't work? Or even what if it does work? That can be equally as scary. I would say do it anyway, because it will pay off. And even if the thing that you discover is that you absolutely hate that is still beneficial and worthwhile. So those are my top two pieces of advice, and it helps you in your own journey. So yeah, good luck with everything, and I'll see you out there soon.